Some mysteries feel distant, like stories from another world, but others feel far too close, because they didn't happen in legends. They didn't happen in ancient times. They happened in our world, in our streets, in our homes. Tonight, we open 4 disturbing files, stories that remind us how fragile safety really is. Welcome back to the Dark Side Files. In 2014, a family bought what they believed would be their forever home in Westfield, New Jersey. A few days later, a letter arrived in their mailbox. It was signed by someone calling themselves the Watcher. The letter described the house in disturbing detail. The rooms, the walls, even the children's bedrooms. And it ended with a sentence that would change everything. I am watching you. More letters followed. The writer seemed to know when the family was home, when they were sleeping, when they were away. The police investigated. Neighbors were questioned. No one was charged. The family, terrified, never moved in. To this day, no one knows who the Watcher was. A disturbed neighbor, a former resident, or someone who had been watching that house for decades. And somewhere in that quiet neighborhood, the truth still lives behind closed curtains. In 2009, the Jamison family disappeared in Oklahoma. Bobby Jamison, Sherilyn Jamison, and their 6-year-old daughter, Madison. Their truck was later found abandoned in a remote forest. Inside were their wallets, their IDs, their phones, everything except them. For 4 years, there were no answers, no bodies, no suspects. Then in 2013, their remains were discovered scattered across a hillside. Investigators could not determine how they died. Some believe the family was murdered. Others think paranoia and fear led them deep into the wilderness. There were strange signs before their disappearance. Security cameras showing them packing in silence, talking about people watching them. Whatever happened to the Jamison family, it happened far from help and far from witnesses. Their final moments remain locked in the forest, with no one left to tell the story. In 1966, 2 men were found dead on a hill in Brazil. They were dressed in formal suits, and over their eyes, strange lead masks. There were no injuries, no signs of struggle, no evidence of violence. In their pockets, police found a notebook. Inside were strange instructions. Be at the place at 4:30. Swallow the capsules. Protect metals. Wait for the signal. No one ever discovered what the capsules were, or what signal they were waiting for. Some believe the men were part of a secret group. Others think it was an experiment that went horribly wrong. The official cause of death was never confirmed. All that remains are 2 bodies on a hill, and a message that no one can understand. In 2008, Brandon Swanson called his parents late at night. His car had gone into a ditch on a rural road in Minnesota. He stayed on the phone with his father for more than 40 minutes. They could hear him walking, talking, breathing. He said he could see lights in the distance, believed he was walking toward a town. Then suddenly, he said 2 words. "Oh, shh." The line went dead. Brandon was never found. Search teams covered the area. Dogs traced his scent to the edge of a river, and then it disappeared. No body, no final answers. Just a phone call that ended in silence, and a mystery that still haunts everyone who hears it. These stories are not just mysteries. They are reminders that darkness doesn't always hide in the shadows. Sometimes it lives next door. Sometimes it walks beside us, unseen. These were 4 disturbing cases, locked inside the Dark Side Files. If these stories stay with you, then you already understand why we tell them. Subscribe and join us next time as we open another file, because every mystery has a dark side.